Good morning, family. We're going to talk about their plan, what they've been doing to people in Chicago, and what it's all about. We know that the Mzungu, um, the enemy, um, the white supremacists, they've been murdering. Everything they obtain through murder, theft, deception. They haven't earned anything. Everything they've gotten, they've paid for it in blood, our blood. And as the city of Chicago continues to go on a down spiral, deteriorate, it's about the land, family. It's not that our children are out of control. It's not that they've had us, in a dire situation for year on top of year, keeping us down, keeping us economically inclined to fail, you know, um, not putting up opportunities in these target areas for our youth, but it's what they're doing. It's their plan. Create turmoil, poverty, and murder. These are not gangbangers that's doing a lot of this murder, and it's by design. You see it in movies such as The Shy. They tell you what they do to you. How these big developers say, okay, we all go in there, we'll pay y'all to do this. We'll give you the guns to do this. Just get them out. If they don't take the buy what we offer them, we'll get them out. We'll send our crew through. And I'm gonna show you about what them sending their crew through looks like. And I'm gonna show you the end result. See, in these areas, I know where people who don't have money to feed themselves. So they have places like the Sub and the little corner grocery store that sells chips and meat and sells sandwiches. They'll sell pizza pockets and fries, and you'll get 2 pizza pockets and fries for $4. You know what I mean? You can get 50 wings for $15. They snatch all of that away, and they put other Whole Foods, the Chipotle's and the Starbucks, whereas these people can barely afford food for less. Audis, you know what I'm saying? So who are these things for? They're not for the residents that are currently in those situations. So we're going to show you their plan because they can't hide it. We're not as stupid as they think we are. And the ancestors just won't let it happen. But let's get to it, family. Let's show you what leaning on them does. And see, the Democratic Party created this back in 1865. And they started the murdering spree on January the 1st, 1866 with the night rides to keep black people in fear. I'm going to show you the difference in another episode where you can go in certain parts of certain cities and they're living hunky-dory, no violence at all. But they create violence in our community. Once they realize that this is prime real estate, we just gonna take it. And whoever has to get murdered, we'll let them get murdered. But I'm gonna show you what their plans and how they do business works out for us as a people. Let's get to it. Okay, we'll get to that last. I'm gonna go right here. We're gonna start right here because it's about our women, children, and our elders, you know what I'm saying? And if they can't live, no one else should be able to live. This was right before the election. They have to create turmoil for you to vote for a certain demographic of people. See, the Democrats will say, man, they might be doing all right. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that. Let's send it in. Get some fear going. Is there a serial killer targeting black women in Chicago? After 50 women slain, FBI and CPD formed task force to investigate. Quite often, just knowing that it is a possible serial killer and is a game changer, said one man who thinks a serial killer is targeting women in Chicago. Okay, they were finding black women in alleys, suitcases, dumpsters, just all of a sudden right before the election. Well, till this day, they haven't caught anybody. But it has evolved from just the women and the young ladies, young black ladies that were being snatched up in the vans by different people of, Chaldean descent, Arab descent. They were hiring all type of people to do their dirty work. I know you all remember the young lady, Kanika, that was found in that freezer, organ harvesting. See, they use us. They murder us. They kill us. And nothing gets done about it because they haven't caught a serial killer yet. But now it's evolved to freeway shootings. That since serial killers, they never seem to target white people. I have yet to see one white person car get shot up on the Dan Ryan. Not one. I have yet to see one white postal worker leaving with her daughter after picking her daughter up after her long shift at work to get shot in the head, and her daughter gets shot in the head by a moving car. You see, these things aren't just coincidental. But I'm going to read a portion of this article to you. Downtown, the FBI and Chicago police have teamed up for a task force to investigate possible links between the deaths of more than 50 women in Chicago. Activists and community leaders of the Chicago on the south and west sides have long said the slain women's death by strangulation were too similar and suggested a serial killer is on the loose. The Murder Accountability Project, which uses data and an algorithm to investigate possible links between slayings, also issued a report in March saying the collection of killings had characteristics suggestive of serial murder. But the evidence doesn't point to a serial killer at this point, said Howard Ludwig, a Chicago police spokesman. The task force, made up of 6 detectives who have been deputized by the FBI, started its work in late March. You see, they deputize instead of sending skilled FBI agents because they're not white people. You see what I'm saying? They're not white people, so we're going to deputize some of these people that whoop their children, that terrorize the neighborhood anyway, to investigate murders that they can't solve on a daily basis. They can't solve them on their own, so we'll deputize you as an FBI agent instead of sending skilled investigators. That's the first light that pops on. Why don't you send skilled investigators from Washington or from the FBI agency in Chicago to take over the investigation? Why would you deputize the people who can't solve the murders in the first place? You see how they play with our minds. You see how they play with our minds. They'll say Chicago Police Department and the FBI, but then in the second paragraph it says that they deputized 6 detectives that can't solve the murders anyway, because 87% of Chicago's murders go unsolved. So you're going to deputize the people who are incompetent and unable to solve the murders in the first place. You're just going to give them a different title to make it look good. I was born at night, but not last night, you see? And the ancestors will not allow this to keep happening. It's over with. But we have to adjust and get our minds right so we can focus clearly and see what's right in front of our face. And he said, I'm going to read this paragraph again. But the evidence doesn't point to a serial killer at this point, said Howard Ludwig, a Chicago police spokesperson. The task force, made up of 6 detectives who have been deputized by the FBI, started its work in late March. Now, everything else points to the algorithms, and all the data points to a serial killer. But then he comes, the one that can't solve the murders in the first place, and says it doesn't point to a serial killer at this point because they know what's going on. It's an old familiar serial killer. An old familiar serial killer. One that started back in 1866. Old familiar serial killer. See, that Hurricane Andrew Johnson is still on the shores of America, and it's wreaking havoc. It never found its way to die down or digress. It seemed like it's gaining momentum in its weak state. The majority of the murdered victims were Black women, with the oldest 58 and the youngest 18, according to the Murder Accountability Project. Their bodies have been found throughout the city, but mostly on the south and west sides, largely in abandoned buildings or outside in alleys, garbage cans, and vacant lots. They just throw our women and children away like trash. That's what we are to them. God's people are trash. And you got to notice the areas. See, they come from downtown out. It's expansion, reconstruction, gentrification. See, I'm going to tell the real story. The real story. We're going to stop right here on this article, but I want y'all to know that it's a serial killer on the loose. It's a serial killer on the loose. And he's been running rampant since 1866, and even longer. Over 400 years of serial killing. And I think we got the finger on who it is. Let's go right here. Let y'all check this out.
One person is dead, several others are hurt after a shooting on the Eisenhower Expressway. It happened very early this morning. A portion of it remains shut down as Illinois State Police investigate.
ABC5's Lisa Chavarria is live near the Eisenhower. Lisa, this is a really big problem in Chicago this year.
It really is. Now we're seeing shootings like this up 3 times the amount that we saw last year. But let's talk about what happened here today. You can still see that the Eisenhower Expressway here, we're just off of Damon. This still remains closed this morning. Now, Illinois State Police are confirming for us that 1 person has died in the shooting. Now, the Chicago Fire Department says in all, 4 people were shot. Now, you can see at least 2 bullet holes in the passenger window of this car. This is that vehicle that's just off of the exit ramp. Now, the shooting happened around 12:30 this morning in the outbound lanes leading up to the Damon Avenue exit. Now, you can see the car on the median just off of the exit ramp. The fire department told us at least 1 person was initially listed in grave condition. That person has died. And 2 others were critical. A woman was also taken to Stroger. All of them were taken to Stroger, I should say. And her condition was stabilized this morning. Now, the fire department also says that another person was hit by a vehicle at the scene, was in good condition. We're working to still find out details about that. We have not been able to get that just yet. But take a look at this. We also saw on the expressway a red SUV with what appears to be a bullet hole in the windshield there. The vehicle was still running on the expressway. Another SUV was also sitting there. You can see it had its door flung open. Now we're back out here live here on the Eisenhower, just over the Eisenhower Expressway, and you can still see no traffic going through at this point while police are still waiting for a tow truck to arrive to take away the vehicle that was there at the exit ramp. That was the one that we showed you. So, of course, this is causing a lot of problems when it comes to traffic.
As we're looking from guaranteed rate field, you can't even make out the skyline, but
let's go to this weekend's violence. It's May 24th, this Monday morning. Let's see what happened over the weekend in Chicago.
55 people were shot over the weekend. Nearly a dozen people died from those shootings.
Judy Wang is live at police headquarters with more. Judy?
Good morning. 11 of those 55 shooting victims were killed. That is from Friday night until early this morning, a weekend when we had unusually warm temperatures. One of the most recent fatal shootings happened in Bronzeville just before 9 last night. Officers responded to a report of shots fired. They found 2 men in a car, unresponsive, in the 4600 block of South Federal Street. The men, ages 49 and 56, had been shot multiple times. Both were pronounced dead at the University of Chicago Hospital. Another fatal shooting happened in Homan Square at about 7 Sunday evening. 2 men were in a car at Flournoy and Lawndale. Someone on the street started shooting, hitting both men who were in the vehicle. The man killed was 25 years old. He had been shot several times in the abdomen. The other victim suffered a graze wound to his shoulder. And the teenage shooting victims over the weekend included 15-year-old Dejon Gator, who was killed in Lawndale. Police say he was standing on a porch at Lexington and Springfield late Friday night. Police say 2 people approached him and shot Gator in the head. Now, police this morning are still looking for those 2 gunmen. Violence in the city normally peaks during the summer, and already the number of people shot has already surpassed the number where we were at this time last year. We're outside Chicago Police Headquarters at 35th and Michigan. Judy Wang, WGN News.
Oh, Judy Wang, Wang Tang, Judy Wang. Now I'm going to give you the real situation. Here we go, family. This is 63rd and Halstead. All of this used to be black vendors standing right down here. Shoe store right over here. You know, City Sports. It used to be everything that we had special that our people could afford. These used to be subs, you know what I'm saying? Sharks chicken, where you can go in and get your 20, 30 pieces of chicken for $15. But they took all that away. And let me just show you. Now you got your, come on, give me one more twist. I'm gonna go down here a bit to let me show you where we at now. You know what I'm saying? Got us an old nice Whole Foods right here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that people of color can afford this Whole Foods right here. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure our people can afford this Whole Foods. They take me to. You see all the new development, they done tore everything down around here. Everything gone. You see that? Everything is gone. Now let's get back up here. Let's get about right here. Let's get back right here. That's where I want to be, about right here. Okay, now you got your Chipotle. Let's get a good look right here. Got your Chipotle right there now. I don't think too many people in this neighborhood can afford Chipotle. You got your Starbucks right there. You see the Starbucks? I don't even think they drink Starbucks coffee because it can't be for black people. And you see, you got to get the police in the parking lot. So you got the AT&T. Most of these people getting Metro PCS. You know what I'm saying? All of these things for, got your Whole Foods, your GameStop down here, you know, get a little closer. That's dress code. You got all these new things around here. That's the US Bank. Has been there. Let's go a little further. Let's see. Let me get right. We're gonna go down the street a little bit. Cause y'all saw how things got, how they just tearing it down. We're gonna go down the street a little bit, get a little closer to where I'm familiar with the Villa, Inglewood. That's one of the stores that manipulates the black neighborhood, sells overpriced clothes. Child children that are out here in the streets selling drugs and are hypnotized by the lies, so they go spend all this money on things that Others don't, but you got to notice the pattern. All of these used to be buildings. Now they tearing them down. It's called gentrification. We're gonna come on down through here. This is a new building right here. Let's see, what is this right here? What we got here? Oh, that's a good one, Kidney. Yeah, but that ain't for us. Okay, here go Morgan. Let's get down here. We're getting closer. See, these are the grocery stores that they're looking to get rid of, the little corner stores that people can go and get their little groceries and things. All of these used to be black-owned cleaners, black-owned hardware stores. You know what I'm saying? All gone. But now they got the Asian beauty supplies. And then you got Peach down here on the corner, the liquor store. You know, you gotta have your liquor store. They gonna give you that with no problem. You see, this used to be the Harold's Chicken. Now it's gone. Harold's gone right there. Let's see, get on down through here. See how all these used to be buildings and homes. That's what it's about. See, they all these empty lots coming on down 63rd. Look at this. All that used to be buildings and homes, and you got to wonder what's going on. The community, empty lots. The community is no more. There's no more community. All down through here. Take a look at it. This used to be Ali's grocery store. Ali would loan the blacks money. You see, neighborhood food and liquor. It used to be Ali's. This is a black-owned repair shop. See, they take all of that away. It's 62nd and May, 63rd and May. All of everything's gone. This used to all be a black cleaners, Hearts. See, they take everything away from us. It's a lot of violence in this area, family. A lot of violence in this area. A lot. But nothing is black owned anymore. All of these gas stations and restaurants are owned by Arabs, Pakistanis, all the liquor stores. This is where all your violence is. But you see the turmoil. This is the sub, that what used to be the sub. It's a new food place. But these are the places where our people can go and afford a meal, afford a takeout meal. But they're slowly easing their way back into these neighborhoods and taking this property and putting up the Chipotle's, the Starbucks, the Whole Foods. You see what I'm saying? We're gonna take a trip down here. You see how empty it is? It kind of seems like a ghost town from what it used to be. This is where a lot of the murders go on at. A lot of the murders. Brother Sub, they used to be on this side of the street. Brother Sub, they feed the people. And I don't have too much bad to say about them because our kids can go there and get a decent meal for a couple of dollars. You know what I'm saying? Something to put in their stomach. But you see, all of these used to be homes. But somehow it's clearing out. Only thing still happening around is the murders. Taking a trip down these streets. All of those used to be homes. All of these empty. My kids went to this school. The school's closed down. See, now these kids can't go to the school in their neighborhood. They have to go to the neighborhood where they can't get along with the people. And this used to be a police station, but now it's a substation right here. And all kind of murders go on right here in this area. Right here, you on this strip right here, right in front of the police station. There's been so many murders, so many. Police got killed down here in the parking lot. I think he might have been a good one. That's why they killed him. But look at this, family. Look at it. It's called gentrification. These all used to be homes and businesses. This is called gentrification. This is what the murder is about. This is what the serial killing is about. It was hard-working black people that owned this land. You see, all these used to be homes. You see, it was hard-working black people that bought these buildings. And they can't you know, afford to keep them now. They done raised the taxes so high, and then they've tore down all these used to be homes. You see what I'm saying? Now you got open alleys on each side of the street. Right up here, open alleys. I was sitting right here. It's just, it's sickening. Abandoned buildings. All of these used to be homes. Alleys, family. Alleys. You see what I'm saying? Alleys, family. It's sad, man. Shootings going on right here on this block. All of these used to be beautiful buildings. But the murder and the different things, family, they run the people out. You see what I'm saying? You got this, the only thing that's here. All these used to be homes. All of them. It's a sick, sad thing. Sick, sad thing. Sick, sad thing. What they do to us. What they do to our communities. It's called gentrification. Look at that. All those used to be homes, family. It's not for us to stay. It's not meant for us to stay. I can say just 4 years ago, people were everywhere here. Not anymore. It's called gentrification. By any means necessary. You understand me? That's what the murder and the killing is about. It's not that our people are animals. It's an environment created to take the land. Oh, you don't want to give it to me? Okay, let's start murdering. Let's get it cracking, as you say. That's how they get down. This demon, this beast, this white supremacist machine. It's an old playbook with new players running it. You know, but what we have to realize is that it's about us, family. It's about us. It's about us, family. We're gonna take you down a little bit. We're gonna go and show you how the gentrification starts and how it looks. And we play right into their game. And I don't feel it to be funny anymore. It ain't laughable. You see how things change with the Starbucks, the Chipotles, and I'm gonna show you how the lofts and townhomes come into play. You see, I want to get on this side of the street. Come on, let's go now. Let's get on down. Let's run into it. Yeah, let's get on down. Let's go down the street. See how they done put the trees in the middle of the freeway, in the middle of the street? It's so beautiful, right? Okay, you see how it's empty down here. Everything, all these vacant, empty lots. This is where the young lady and her child got shot in the car. Let me go back, turn around for you. Right here is where the young lady, and they pulled up on the young lady and their child got shot in the car last year, and they had to rush them to the hospital right there in that intersection. Unidentified car pull up beside them, shooting the car and shoot the baby. But you see what it's about, family? You see the farther we get down, you see the new buildings, the new town hall, townhomes, the new lofts. Yeah, we got to keep this crime going though. We're gonna go a little further down. We're gonna get down here. Let's get down here. This 59th we just passed. Yeah, we got to get, see, they got the bikes. It's not for black people. They don't want you to have that. Let's get down through here. It's beautiful down through here, huh? That's what they're trying to make it. coming on down through here. All of this used to be home. You see how empty it is? Once they take the land for a little bit of nothing, then they start putting up these buildings that black people can't afford. You see what I'm saying? All of this is new. All of this is new. It's called gentrification, family. You got your 5G towers. It's a sick, sad game. Now I just took you on a little loop around the neighborhood. Just a little loop around the neighborhood. And it don't make sense now. The serial killing of black women. A serial killer don't have no respect to person, does it? He just got a taste for blood. White supremacy has a taste for blood. That vampire has to get that, quench that thirst. And we the prey people. Until we come together, we're gonna continue to suffer. See, when you're not in your right mind, when this demon can possess you, and then you become him, you do his bidding for him. But this ain't all our children. It's an old familiar serial killer going around. I think I know who it is. Part 7 coming soon. It gets a lot deeper. A lot deeper. We're gonna start naming some names. We got companies. We got the names of the corporations that's doing this development. You see, all this money, all this new development. Somebody gotta cause chaos so we can get this land, this blood land. We want it in blood by any means necessary. That's their motto. But the ancestors say it's all over now. It's all over now. Part 7 coming soon.